was curious, when would you think was the most traffic in Cherry Grove?
The most
in terms of
traffic?
people
Most
here?
people.
So curious.
Well, I don't know.
Seems constant to you, you know, like just
In the 70s and 80s, I mean,
Maybe, yeah.
during the week, I mean, the place was jammed. The bars were all, even in the 80s. I mean, I remember in the 80s, we lived right up the walk here from the Monster, and they were hanging off the second floor bar during the week.
Even the early 90s.
early
Yeah.
90s, I would say, yeah. That's
Yeah,
when I
the
was
same,
coming here.
yeah.
Even during the week?
Yeah.
Really?
I remember when,
Of course, I'm home.
what else? Adrian?
Jeanne, can you help me place some time frame? I'm thinking of the period when Natalia was here and Kay Guinness, and I think they started in the late 30s. There was a theatrical group. Natalia was in theater,
Right.
and her friend Janet Planner, a writer,
Right?
Kay. There were a number of men and women, Europeans, many of them, who found Cherry Grove with a comparable kind of point of view that they felt about different
Right.
parts of Italy and France and Capri and so forth. Was that, you talked about a period where we were defined a little bit more in terms of the theater and so forth.
Cultural.
Are we calling that the 40s or the 50s or?
I would
40s?
say 40s and 50s. I have a picture that someone sent me of the poet W.H. Auden and Christopher Isherwood here in Cherry
Auden
Grove.
was in one of my daughter's houses, and he would come out
That
with a
goes back to
bathrobe
the
on.
30s.
Where was that house exactly, the one that Auden was in? I mean, approximately.
Actually, it's the one that was Victor's on Main Walk.
On Bay.
On Main Walk.
On Main Walk.
Yep.
That's called potpourri.
Yeah.
Which
It's
one?
That's called potpourri.
Potpourri.
it's changed now. Victor sold it, and somebody has bought it, and they want me to come in and see what they've done. And I would like to go in and see, because Victor had fixed it all kind of, and he had a big garden in the back where he grew everything, and this person has not got that kind of garden, I guess. I don't know what he had, but.
That answer your question, Adrian?
Yeah, because I think there are lots of things we need to always remember, that there were various currents going on. There are also
Do you
things
know
that
that
were developing out of that.
Kay's friend, Martha,
Yes.
is coming up
Oh, great.
Sunday.
Really?
Yes, she's going to visit with Gay and Julie.
And there's still a continuity from those periods in the people that are here with Maggie and Audrey and like this woman who's coming up and spending time, Martha, and people that they knew, you know, that it reaches back the generations.
Right.
They're not family, but they're people who've been influenced by people from different parts of the country, and it builds on those people. So there's a kind of a continuity here. From the
I'm
different groupings that established themselves with Jeanne and
the Evelyn and
Danko.
yeah, they want me to come down sometime in August. They're going to have kind of a party or something. They have all these pictures on the wall,
In their office.
and yeah, and they want me to talk about some of them. Well,
The
I
lady in
wrote.
the, I'm sorry.
The Blue Point Cemetery is where my grandma and grandpa are, and when I get a thing every year, they would like a little donation to help keep the cemetery. So one of the guys who writes it is named Schmidt. So when I wrote back to him, I said, "Are you related to Link Schmidt?" And he wrote me back and he said yes. I forget how, and he told me. I have the letter. And they had cottages over here, just the side of the main walk. And after the hurricane, all that was sticking up was the water pipes. Yeah.
Lady back there.
Jeanne, there's a house not too far from you. I think it's called Lazy Days or Summer Days.
Idle days.
Idle Days.
Yeah. I mean, we have written to him, asked him. Several people want to buy it. Frank Caviglia, he said, I would buy it, and just fix it up like it is. I wouldn't make a big thing, you know. He said, but I would live in it, and that he has, I guess, a couple apartments in the thing up here. But he said, and I gave him the phone number and the address, and he talked to him, and they said, no, Bill did. I don't know what's the matter with him. I really don't.
Who owns the house? What's the history, and how long has it been abandoned? And
Oh, Bill Korb owns it, and he lives in California, Malibu. Why he won't answer it? I gave somebody else the number, and they called, and he said no.
But weren't there three brothers, Jane?
Well, yes,
Was
but,
that to the-
well, Otto was part of them, and they had one down in Ocean Beach. And the Lindsays, who I work with on election day, they tell me that the one Otto has there looks almost as bad as this one now. But Otto died. But why Bill won't sell this one, I don't know.
Well, it's a mess, isn't it?
And why he doesn't come and do something with
It
it.
was too small to
It's,
build.
you couldn't put a bigger house on there. The lot is too small. It's just like all the rest.
did Bill ever live in that house?
What?
Did Bill ever live in that house?
Well, his father did, and his mother did. But I'm not sure what Bill himself, I don't think, he has come a couple of times and stayed overnight. His family, his wife does not particularly want to come. Well, she never wanted to come until the old man put in plumbing,
Right.
which he didn't have at first. And
I believe Dutch had wanted to buy it at one time, and I understand that Dutch had put in such a low bid on it that the man was insulted, and as a result, he swore he'd never sell it to Dutch, and I guess he's gotten more and more particular.
I don't know why he isn't answering people. I just don't know. I've sent him a couple of pictures. I had two. One time they had Welcome Home Anna when she came. The guys next door used to go in and get her and bring her out. They're not here yet. One of them has a problem. But I have a picture of her outside.
Who was Anna?
The mother.
Oh, the mother.
And then I have a picture without Anna. And I sent him the picture without Anna because I wanted to keep the one with Anna.
Maybe she's still there.
I don't understand why he isn't doing what everybody wants him to do. Why doesn't he fix it? I tell him, I said, that, look, everything is falling apart. The house itself is like, sinking.
How do we know he's still living?
Well, because he is.
He comes every year.
I have been actually they live in Malibu, and I've been out there with my daughter, Sally, who lives out in that area, and we have even had dinner with him on a Saturday night and gone to church with him on Sunday morning. And his wife, she doesn't want to, she gets me to talk to him. She thinks that he should do what we want him to do, but he's not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
This lady had a question.
This lady here.
Yeah, I was wondering about the deer. Did your husband, was there ever deer hunting out here? And
Deer hunting.
Was there deer when you were a kid?
Oh, no,
No.
no.
Really?
When did
Wow.
they come
No.
home?
Well, I'm not sure. We used to have rose bushes. My mom had up on front of the house, and honeysuckle. And when the deer started, they're eating it all.
When was that?
You
I
can't
think in
have
the
any.
80s it started.
You can't have any.
But I remember when we bought our house, there were still some roses on the dune, and
Yeah.
not
you
too
can't
long
have any
before
roses now,
they
beach
no more
roses,
roses anymore.
unless you have them behind the fence.
Wonderful.
I think probably as they became braver,
Yeah.
the deer, that's when it started.
One of the stories we heard was that the deer used to come across the bay, walk across the bay over and over until
They've had a bridge
they
made down.
They did the dredge down the bay for the boats, and then the deer couldn't get back. So that way they were stranded over here, and that's the way the population grew, and they became local deer.
Okay, I think we're going to wrap it up. I thank you all for coming today.
Yeah.
There's. Before we end, I'd like to say that there is no one history of Cherry Grove. There are as many histories as there are people who remember. This has been one of them. Other people remember different things and remember things differently. Altogether, they represent the real, complex history of Cherry Grove. And I hope you join us next time for another edition of Those Were the Days, my friends. I'm not sure what it'll be. I'm trying to get some people to do an edition on the 50s. And there will be 4 or 5 people who remember those days, both on the mainland and here in Cherry Grove. And I will announce that in the next few weeks. And hang on to your tickets for today's show. They will be your admittance to the next one. Okay? And thanks again, everyone.
Thank you.